folks. So, and I need to make sure I'm streaming on the right channel for a start, which I think I am. And I might be. I'm just checking I'm on the right channel. Wouldn't be the first time I'd accidentally gone onto the wrong one. I'll get myself up and running shortly, folks. Right, yes, I'm not on that channel. Fab. Yay! Right, hello everybody. After quite a long time of not streaming, I am now back. Fab. The heating is on, I have a hot drink and I've still got my jumper on, so of course I'm going to have to take my jumper off. Give me a sec. Hurrah. Right, so the plan of action, if it could be called that, is that for the first time, and I don't know, in fact, I'm not sure I have streamed my Warden, but that's what we're doing today, streaming the Warden that I normally do on YouTube. It gets me back in the practice of doing it for a start, but also this Warden is in the start of the North Downs, and therefore we get to investigate. I'm going to turn off that one. We're going to be going into the Fields of Fornost. Now, as it's Halloween, we'll get to deal with all sorts of shades of Oathbreakers and various spirit beings, and it just happens to be nighttime, so that kind of works out pretty well. Apologies for the cold. It's ongoing, and we've all had it, so the whole family's had this cold now. Once I get close, I will just dismount, because there is little point in me going all the way to Trestlebridge when I'm just going to run forward anyway. Hi Timo, yes, the servers are up, and that's why I'm able to at least have my screen on, but yes, thank you for joining. Thankfully the patch was pretty small, so I don't think it shouldn't take most people that long to patch, even on slower connections. Yeah. Cool, okay, so I'm just going to dismount here, because I don't think I've unlocked this. Have fun, Timo, enjoy. No, I haven't unlocked this Stable Master, right.
Greetings.
Finally settling. Not doing the quest here yet. The quest lines haven't brought me to Amon Wraith. So, let's head to the Fields of Fornost and meet a bunch of random folk. And as it's conveniently nighttime, we're going to go deal with some shades. Fabulous. Don't normally embrace the whole Halloween thing, but why not? I actually enjoyed the Fall Festival editions, despite not really celebrating Halloween. We've got sweets ready for if kids come around trick-or-treating later, but also apologies, I'm talking quite quietly. My 2-year-old is attempting to nap for the second time, so I'm kind of hoping she manages it this time, but we will see. Hey Taffy, good to see you. I'm glad we got there in the end. What a random time to be streaming. Yay! Not that it matters. So, here we go. The signposts point to a dark land to the north, Fornost. But the light of a campfire catches your eyes. Lucky us. So, we'll have fun seeing, assuming I don't get disconnected. There we go. Seeing if I can remember some of the Warden gambits. I've not recorded a Warden Series 1 for ages, which is why Lamuna is still only level 30. But I do need to take off my XP disabler now I'm actually live. So very, very early on in the North Downs on my Warden. So yeah, you get to meet this random group of people. So we will be dealing with ghosts and ghouls and things spirity while we're in the North Downs. So great. So here we go. We're at Mincham's camp, and this is Mincham. Kind of surprised it's not Echad Mincham, but you know, never mind. Or Mincham. Actually, I'm not sure with Dunedain names whether you pronounce it the same as Sindarin. Not sure. Anyway, turn east, never north.
It's a sorry day.
Ah, hail, traveller! If you are in need of a warm fire or a meal, you are welcome to join our strange company. We do not get many folk on the edge of Fornost. What errand could possibly bring you hither? Haha. Hi, Guarendez. Thank you. I denied whether to stream or not, and I checked because my wife's off work this week whether it was actually okay for me to stream, even though A, it's random time of day, and B, whether she needed more help because we've all been ill. But she said it was fine, so we'll have a stream, see how things go. Quest here, eccentric company. I am Mincham, a ranger of the north, and ever a protector of these lands. My duty bids me to keep watch over the Fields of Fornost, for they have grown dark and evil. Wise folk do not come near this place. That's good, I'm not wise. Allow me to introduce my companion, Colbert the Made, so he likes to call himself. He wandered out of the field one day and sat himself at my fire. It was some time ago, and he hasn't left. Then the world reset. Yeah, I actually wasn't sure, because normally I'd be on official LOTRO stream today, but as Agent Brigman starts at 4, my time, it's because there's a random time delay in clocks changing. So in the UK our clocks changed last week. On Sunday the USA clocks change, and so because the times are advertised in server time, mine accidentally got pushed forward from 9 AM to 10 AM server time, which actually left me only 2 hours up to Agent Brigman. So instead of sort of pushing and trying to do a random half an hour, 3/4 of an hour on official, I thought, well, why not have a stream anyway, and we'll just do it on mine, and that way I haven't got a rush, and I don't accidentally tread on Agent Brigman's toes either. Cool. Hello, Colbert the Mad.
What can I do for you?
The man fixes you with a hard stare, lines of amusement etched into his pale skin. Yes, I am Colbert the Mad. I came out of Fornost and I live to tell the tale. I remember no time before, but I walked the dark fields and saw many things. You are Lamuna the Mad. Yes, mad, to come to this place. There are ghosts and evil spirits, but more terrible than any are the bears. So yes, ghosts, evil spirits, and various other things that could suck the life out of you, but watch out for those bears. Hi Jerdez, good to see you here. To people just joining, I'm talking quieter than I normally would on stream because my wife's trying to get my 2-year-old to sleep next door. The room next door, not in the house next door, just to clarify.
It's a sorry day.
And there is Ethramine, our vigilant lookout. He speaks but rarely and smiles not at all, but his watchful presence eases my fears and lets me sleep better at night, so I do not begrudge him his silence. I believe he came from Melwinen, far to the southeast, but I do not know what brought him hither, whither. And here is Ethramine. Ethramine peers at you calmly, but does not speak. After a moment of uncomfortable staring, he looks away and seems to listen intently to some distant sound only he can hear. Oh, what did we complete there? Oh yes, I've actually done all of 15 quests in the North Downs. Early days.
Will you lend me your ear?
You ask of Ethramine. He watches and listens all day. Myself, I haven't strong hearing, let alone the keen sense of the elves. I know not to what he hearkens. He speaks very little, but of one thing I am certain: whatever draws his attention, he fears it. He will not venture into the Fields of Fornost to seek it. I have no idea. Jerdez, I'm assuming so. I'm in the UK, so yes, today is Halloween. That's why I chose actually to do my Warden in the North Downs in the Fields of Fornost rather than do my Lawmaster in Moria, because we get to deal with ghosts and evil spirits, etc. You ask Ethermine what he hears, but he does not respond. His expression is slightly annoyed, as if you interrupted him in something important. Probably because you did. Meditate to listen for any strange sound. Excuse me, hiccups. You have to meditate for an entire 8 seconds. You suddenly detect, just barely, a far-off ghost song, ghostly and unsettling. In Sweden, it's on Friday. Oh, it's a different day in Sweden, is it? Okay. I don't know about very many different countries' timings for random festivals and things. You tell Ethermine that you have heard the strange voice, and he looks at you sharply. His words come haltingly, as if common speech is strange to him. You hear the twisted song. Great evil lies beyond the lights of the fire. Do you seek death? If not, stay and listen from afar. Find the source of the unsettling song. 8 seconds, an eternity. If only, you could find deep inner peace through meditation for 8 seconds a day, hey? So we're going to go find the deep unsettling song in the mists of Fornost. Right, so we are among aggroable mobs, so we will just... I love battle preparation on Warden. Means I can put my defences up pretty strong at the start. So shield mastery is the one I triggered there, and it really boosts. Here we go: block, evade, and ranged block. It seems mistier than I remember. Yes, I think when they upgraded the mist on Rushrock Bog and a few other things, I think they added mist, extra mist here. To be fair, it's not wholly inappropriate. So it's just a little bit more unnerving for my eyes. I actually ought to put my glasses on. Good point. Well made. Red with blood where life has fled. Pretty flowers. I'm not tra-la-la, tra-la-la-la-la. No, I'm not singing that.
What do you need?
But it is long since I had someone to sing and dance with me. Come sing. How about no? How rude. You have driven off the fell spirit. I am driven from this one, but I am not defeated. Great. Where is she? Oh, you saved me from Olnathron. Oh, I should go back home now. Back? Yes. You probably should. Right. Back to Ethermine then. So welcome to those people coming into my stream. I'm trying to talk quietly, but my wife has very subtly shut the door because trying to get little one to sleep. My voice resonates too much. So if you can't hear me, I will try turning up the herd volume of my microphone. So just yell at me in chat and I'll do that. So yes, it's Halloween. This is the closest thing I'll get to streaming something Halloweeny. We're doing the Fields of Fornost on my little Hobbit Warden here. Kill 2 birds with 1 stone, metaphorically speaking, because it means I can upload this one to my Warden series. Any Halloween event in LOTRO? Yes, Jer does. The Fall Festival also has a whole Halloween area to it, as well as the Haunted Burrow that's been there for absolutely ages. Thanks for that, Taffy. I appreciate it. You did well. Not many would have survived such an encounter, let alone drive off the fell spirit without harming the girl. Well, I do really try not to, you know, kill people accidentally. How have I got hustle? Okay, I got 5%.
Will you hear my sorrows?
Oh, this poor girl. She's from the farm not far from here, but the fell spirit Olnathron seems to have tricked her into coming. My duty does not allow me to pursue villains of Fornost unless they are unwise enough to venture south of where we stand, into the North Downs. I must stay here, but you are bound by no such oath. Of everyone, Colbert the Made knows the most about Fornost and its many fell landmarks. Maybe he will have an inkling of where Olnathron would likely be hiding. You are right there, Maurice. We'll pick up some of the auto-bestowed quests in this part of Fornost at least, and I'll see if I can remember where the Exploration D landmarks are without cheating as well. Yes, Maurice, I have to agree with you there. There's you can spend 3 or 4 hours doing the event in one day, and they reset daily, so you can accumulate tokens to get outfits and another mount or two, and various other things that you can get from the event. So yeah, there's a lot going on. I decided not to stream the event just because I suspect other streamers are doing it a fair bit.
Greetings, friend.
Hi, killers. Yeah, I mean, I've never had a problem with population. There's plenty of players around. I'm on 2 servers, and yeah, it's busy. The community's alive and kicking and enjoying the game. So yes, I definitely enjoy playing it. I play it. It's my main game now. It didn't used to be, but LOTRO is definitely my main game now. You want to search the Fields of Fornost? You cannot walk the steps I walked without going a tad mad. I came from the north and the west, and I saw piles of dirt with bones sticking out, with treasure glinting from within. I saw lights that called to my death, and I saw graves wherever I looked. Well, then you shouldn't mess where there are dead things, should you? Quite simple, really. Okay. Actually, it probably... Yeah, I think I remember you getting the skeleton horse from the store, if I remember right, Jerdez. There is one that is a very, very rare drop in the Haunted Burrow from the poorly hidden chest that can be looted every 24 hours. I've never got it, and I know players that have played for years and years and years and also haven't got it. But it is obtainable. Aha, auto-bestowed quests. Fab. Should have stayed in Evendom. Yes, exactly. Shades of former days. Shades of Oathbreakers, cursed to remain after life has fled. After life has fled. I misunderstood the grammar. Haunt the Fields of Fornost. They are deadly in their hatred of all things that live and breathe. Defeat 10 shades. There's plenty going, so there's no problem. So Redeemer is the Slayer deed for shades. We may or may not hit 60 in this stream. Let's see. This new mist is actually quite disorientating. I hadn't quite clocked that before. So I'm trying to head towards where the actual... Oh wait! Hi Agent Brigman! Thanks for that, I appreciate it. About half an hour until you go into your own official stream. So yes, welcome to the Raiders. I really appreciate that. Raiders of Agent Brigman, the movie that should have been made and never was. I'll get rid of this barghest and then I'll pick up this quest that's auto bestowed. Oh, two of them. So Nathir the Cold. You feel a terrible chill and realise that a great and old evil is present near. You have encountered Nathir, a terrifying presence in the Fields of Fornost. This ghostly being has gained power from having pulled the life from the lands around it. And then defeat 10 barghests. There's plenty of this here. Morning to you, afternoon here, but really appreciate it, thank you. Have fun when you get on official, Agent Brickman. Right, where was Nathir the Cold? North, up here. Huh, what's this? Ah, this is part of the quest we were on. Right. Coolio. Still want Nathir the Cold. He's up there. I see. Yes, that grave is disturbing. I agree. Here we go. And you know what? I only want to come closer so I can stick my spear in you. Gotcha. You have defeated one of the chief lords. Chief forces of evil in the Fields of Fornost. I've got my glasses on and I still can't read. Right, so we still, however, need 6 barghests, 3 shades, and we had an actual active quest for something else, but yes, we're slightly over level, but not too much. Because I did quite a bit in the Lowlands for YouTube. Now then, we're looking for graves. What's the actual quest? Hunting Olnathron. Search for deathly lights, find and explore strange piles of earth, and search for graves. Okay. Oh, who's attacking me? Getting distracted by chat there, and I'm actually being attacked at the same time. John Dagard. Does it make you more Tolkien-y? Do I actually have a... Depends how much of a British accent I've got, really, which I think I don't have a strong accent as such, but clearly am English. I'm also in the middle of reading the unfinished tales. So much to take in. I still kind of find it kind of amazing that all the writing was the source of one man's very amazing imagination. So there's one grave. So we've now done 2 of those. This grave has been recently disturbed. Lucky us. Right. So this mist does make it kind of harder to see what you're after, but hey, it's realistic. Now then. Still have to finish the last version in the Fall of Gondolin. Ah, is that the one that's in the Silmarillion, John? As Colbert the Made hinted, you have encountered some odd-looking mounds during your exploration of the Fields of Fornost. You should dig and see if there's anything worth finding buried in this strange ground. I'm not sure I want to dig. I have no choice, but I really, really don't want to. Hello, Sir Thomas. I haven't got our cat. He's asleep on my bed. Sometimes my cat, who is has a more normal name of Charlie, joins for my streams, but not today. He's sleeping. Whoopee! I dug and got a very valuable live skeleton. Ah, that one, John. Yes, no, I haven't got that one yet. I still have quite Oh, uncovered treasure. Still got quite a lot to read. I finished the Silmarillion for the second time recently. And now I'm on Unfinished Tales. And I'm umming and ahhing whether to actually read The Children of Húrin, just because the combination of the Silmarillion and Unfinished Tales gives you quite a lot about the Children of Húrin, and it's such a sad tale. It's such a sad story. Just another case of people stuffing up because they're fallible, creating so much heartache. It's beautiful. It has its positive aspects, but yes, it's very. I haven't got to the chapter on Istari yet, Guerendor. There's so much to take in Unfinished Tales, so much. Whoopee! The digging was dangerous work in disturbed and sullied earth, but you uncovered some valuables just the same. You are richer for your troubles. How much richer? 18 silver pieces and 40 copper coins. Feel the riches come in. Right, so we are still, however, looking for deathly lights and more graves. Okay, I mean, I do have the Children of Húrin here. My father-in-law lent it to me ages ago, but I haven't got round to it because I've just got so much reading, and I don't, due to a concentration span issue, I only read for a little bit in a day. A fell glimmer. A disturbed tomb in this clearing seems to shimmer briefly with an odd eeriness. Perhaps it was only a trick of the light, but you should investigate more closely. What if I don't want to investigate more closely? Hateful lights. Why are there no, like, warm and soothing lights? I thought... Is there not a big one supposed to be around here? So yes, Morafn. Where are you? Well, it's nothing if not bright. Wow, that glare. Hey, where did you get the bubble from? Go away. Gotcha. You have dispersed Morafn's fell lights from this haunted place. Right, so we still, however, need 4 more graves, 5 more... I didn't actually want the cruel beaks, that's kind of pointless. 3 more barghests. Bloodthirsty Akasoth. Again, it's not like cute and cuddly Akasoth, is it? No, you feel hatred bent upon you, but realise that a presence is filled with fury is near. You have encountered Akasoth, a terrifying being in the Fields of Fornost. This ghostly entity has grown in bloodlust from having pulled the life from the lands around it, as they all have. Right, I've encountered Akasoth, but where is he? Up. There, in fact. I think that looks like Akasoth. It is. Yay. Before my shield mastery runs out, I always forget that I have an interrupt on this one. like there when I accidentally use it. Hurrah! 2 quests completed at the same time. You have defeated one of the chief forces of evil in the Fields of Fornost, bloodthirsty Akasoth, killer of men. Of course they could just come back again, and they do, because you can't actually destroy these shades. You defeated many barghests in the Fields of Fornost. Right, now then, the actual quest. I need to actually try and do that now. So somewhere, I'm going to put floaty names on because my observation skills have been lacking just recently. There it is. Grave. Come out from behind the tree. Come on. Oh no, you're not going to because you're an archer. Fab. Okay. This grave has also been recently disturbed. Looking at the number of things living around here that shouldn't be, I suspect quite a lot of things have been recently disturbed. Now then, where am I at? I need to be over in this direction. I will no doubt attract the attention of all these things that are floating around. But where is this one of the things, or did I get this one earlier? I got that one earlier. I wish I had better observation skills. Right, so I'm still looking for a spare grave, as far as spare ones go. Was some upon hills? Ha, there's one. Okay, 2 more then. One, we'll go for the one that's actually a ring on the map, because that saves me some guesswork. Control your mouse, FJ, come on. So, if anyone's new to my streams, you have to get used to the obsessive map looking. It's due to a horrific memory that I have. Sometimes I'm amazed I remember to stream, or wake up, or something. And we need 1 more, and none of them have turned to rings, so we just have to go for the generic area and, well, hope for the best, really. Welcome to Warden Live if you're new joining us. Possibly the first time I've streamed my Warden, because I've been recording them for YouTube, and I've just not had the pain management recently to do it, so yay, I get to do both. Streaming, and then I can upload this to my YouTube channel as well. Decided to go for a spookier one without going all in with Halloween. So in the Fields of Fornost, shade hunting, or looking for disturbed graves, life as it is. Can anyone see any disturbed graves? Yeah, there's one. I can turn floating names off now. Come out, wherever you are. Oh, it died from my dot anyway. Fab. There we go. And we can head back to Mincham now. Assuming I can control my mouse anyway. So we're going to go in this direction. This mist I'm still finding quite disorientating. Okay, there's no point mounting when everything's going to attack me anyway, so may as well take out a few shades on the way through. There we go. Cleanse from that. Ah! Hi Donuts! Good to see you! Yes, I have too many characters in LOTRO. I still very much enjoy playing it, but the furthest I've got is through Dunland, so I will soon-ish be starting Rohan, at least on my main. But I like creating new characters and trying new classes, or trying existing classes in different ways. So I recently... Is Bookworm in? Thanks for following, Bookworm. I appreciate it. So recently created a new hunter. I don't need lots of hunters. I've got 2 already, but I needed it for my fanfiction writing. And it just made more sense for the characters to be a bow wielder. But it means I'm trying Yellow Line Hunter for the first time, which is turning out to be quite a fun way of playing Hunter. Rise of Isengard. Yeah, one of my characters got through the being imprisoned by Isengard thing. But I'm changing my main from Hunter to Guardian, so although I've got through Dunland on my level 80, my level 75 is coming through pretty quickly now. And so we'll also be getting through that. And yes, I'm looking forward to getting to Rohan, although I'm not sure I'm looking forward to War Steeds, but we'll take it as it is. So different from normal Hunter play. Yes, and it takes a bit more thought, Gweren does, so I recently started playing with Fire Runekeeper, and you're getting used to the dot damage instead of burst damage. I think that's what the technical word is, where you just hit and run. Yeah, blue line is my normal hunter, but with yellow you've got damage over time, and instant traps are an absolute send. Valar send. Because you can't run around from any of the abilities on yellow, unlike blue where you can run around for anything, pretty much apart from trap setting. You need to root your opponents down as much as possible. So, yes. It's very early days on Yellow Line Hunter, but it's already very different and I think more enjoyable, in fact.
I'm sorry. Did you need something?
You tell Mincham of the Wights who spoke of Ulnathron and Thamlorn in the waking of Moraphan, Light of Death, and newly disturbed graves. If your tale is true, Ulnathron has likely retreated to Thamlorn, but her power has not waned. This is troubling news, Lemuna.
Would you stay a moment and learn of my chance?
I believe Ulnathron is at Thamlorn, some ruins in the western fields. I've heard dark rumours about that place of late, and it could well be the source of the evil stirrings in Fornost. My horse will take you there if you wish to go. You must be careful. You are a seasoned warrior, but this place is truly evil. Well, it's a little bit different from the Shire, it has to be said. Guard does pretty decent single tart damage on Warsteed. Yeah, I've never done Warsteeds at all, so it's going to be a completely new thing for me to learn. But I'm finding Guard is much better for my pain levels, which particularly is hand pain, hence wearing compression gloves, because it's slightly slower, and because I'm a yellow line with elements of blue that I'm using, Still only level 75, so I've got a long way to go. The combat takes slightly longer, and so although you're using a lot of abilities, you're not using them as quick as, well, say Warden for that example. But that's the reason I changed from Hunter to Guardian, is because Blue Line Hunter is just very fast paced shooting, and that actually causes more hand pain. That said, I actually am enjoying Warden. Else I wouldn't be playing it. But even with Warden, I'm a blue line, so focusing on defense, with offense being the next thing. Strange idols can be found all over Thamlorn, spewing noxious green clouds into the Fields of Fornost. You should disable the idols and stop the spread of corruption. Learning to drive a war steed is interesting. I've heard someone say something like it's like trying to drive a drunken donkey over a bridge or something. I love drifting around in Snowborn on your war steed. One drifts rather than rides or commands. Yes, Donuts. I mean, I try when I'm playing on my own as well to read quests, but I'm not as good depending on my concentration span. But I think it's better because I get people here who haven't played LOTRO before, and it helps me to remember the stories behind things. It's not just about hitting as many things as possible, which can get very samey if it's just all about killing things, or defeating it, as things go in the Shades at least. So it gives me a little bit of a break from combat, which is better for all of us. Streets there are so twisting. Yes. And the Shades do actually move quite happily around as well, so some are like patrolling. Had to change to clicking all the things that I've used in the keys. Oh, interesting bookworm. You see, I've felt I played better since moving to keys, because I couldn't always get the reactions in time by clicking. So on my guard, I do have a cursor finder plugin, because there are some things I still have to click up here, but I've quick slotted most things. So I don't have to overuse my mouse. Thanks for popping in, Guerendez. Chores have to be done. I just did most of mine before stream, so enjoy. Take care. Thanks for joining. Repetitive motion doing, yes, and I think that's why I have so many different classes, because it means I can take my time over them, and that's why I've been playing more Lawmaster recently, because you can play that fairly chilled, and get your companion creature to do most of the stuff for you. Drive with the keys and so the complete opposite way to me. That would take an immense amount of relearning. It took me quite a long time to move away from clicking, actually, but I did it in both my main games, which means to me it's now more natural. But it's you've got to find the thing that works for you. We're after Olnathron, aren't we? Where's Olnathron? In that room over there, but there's two of those idols here. I think there's an idol in with Olnathron. I think. There's Olnathron. Let's get rid of you first. my defences in. Go. The Dunedain cannot withstand the might of the dead, and neither can you. You will all die, and this land will be covered. Gotcha. Yes, thought there was an idol in with on the throne. My tea is of course now cold. Never mind. So... now then, we can, or could, get the horse back to München, but I'm not going to do that straight away because there is Western Ruins. A Western Ruins exploration deed not far from here, which is Tham Lorn, as I have to remind myself where I was. Oops. Let's not hide the UI mid-combat. Hello. Gotcha. So, yes, losing the mouse cursor during combat. Once I just get out of total mob territory. There is a plugin I use on my Guardian particularly because it's very useful for the temporary ability bar you get during Guardian combat, and that is called Mouse Finder. Apparently I need it on my Bjorning as well. If I load it on Lamuna, I'll show you. So when you use Mouse Finder, apart from the fact you can actually set a few options, you can also say show a new one in combat, and I'll show you if I grow this barghest there, so it puts a little circle. You can customise its size and I think the colours as well, which just helps to find it at the times when you need it most, as I found. And that's why, I mean, I've quick slotted a lot of the temporary Guardian abilities to keys, or at least to near the main toolbars. But you can't quick slot everything. Ah, yes, that's why I did it on Bjorning. Sorry, just trying to remember why I added it onto my Bjorning, but it makes sense. Now then, we've already got one of the Western Ruins thingies, and this is one of the other ones. I don't know if there's a auto-bestow quest around here somewhere. But unless you come back to do Shades Slayer, or Redeemer as it's called, Glirost, there we go. You do have to be careful in this western part of the Fields of Fornost, because sometimes there is a roving threat hanging around. Oh, you're welcome, John. No worries. I only know things about certain plugins, mostly because other players pointed me in their direction too, so yay. In fact, I think Mouse Finder, either someone in my kin or someone on stream said to get it, so share the love. Now then, what else is going on in the Western Ruins? Well, Amon Wraith we'll get when we go back up here. Osnuar and Falconer's Tower is in the eastern part of the Fields of Fornost. Ah, we can grab Norbury Gates. Oh, well, there's a quest line that leads up to Norbury Gates, so we can do that. Okay, that's fine. But yeah, because this quest line brings you up to Tham Lorn anyway, you may as well quickly pop north and pick up Glirosk. It's a flipping long walk back if you are just coming here to get the exploration deed. It's fine if you're over-leveled, so level 35 for these mobs, let's say. I wish my little hobbit had more resistance rating. She seems to get wounds really easily. So where are we at? We've picked up 33. We can pick off another 27 before we get to Minchams, can't we? No bother. There's an art. I'll say I'm being fired on as well, aren't I? Okay, Minchams is still quite a ways away. Maybe we won't quite get it, but we have to walk up through Fornost again anyway, so... Well, through the Fields of Fornost, more accurately. I'm hoping to publish my next fan fiction tomorrow. I wrote a couple of chapters while I was on my week off social media. The chapters have been living in my head for 2-3 weeks nearly, and I've only just got around to sitting down to do them. I like this mist, but it is quite a frames per second hit. Oops. I may have to investigate the setting that reduces that or cuts it out occasionally. Where am I walking to? Yes, up this way. Pick off a few more shades while we're at it. Oops, got my fingers tied. I need to do that the opposite way. There is a little app that I've got on my phone after someone suggested it called Warden Dojo, which helps you to practice gambits. It is a little bit useful, but given that I don't remember the names of gambits before I use them, just what they're supposed to do, it makes it of limited use, particularly for me, but it is helpful for remembering patterns. So, might be worth investigating it if you're new to Wardens at least. It's just mine's on Android. It's a free little app. It's not paid for. Would have taken quite a lot of time for the developer to put it together. In fact, I'm surprised. What? I shouldn't be surprised how much time the community puts into doing things for free, given that I do exactly that. But it still surprises me how much people will do gladly for the community. Apps are not simple things to bung together. Right, and we should be close to Mincham's camp now. Yes, fabulous. So, we've completed a class deed there, didn't we? Strong voice, strike with war cry, 500 times. We'll be 1 out of 3 towards another trait point. So, Clouds of Corruption.
Sorry. Did you need something?
I am glad you were able to disable those idols, for I believe they, fueled by Olnathron herself, have been responsible for the increase in the corruption of Fornost of late.
Ah, shadow is on my spirit.
Ah, my friend, I know you have been victorious. A shadow that has darkened my thoughts has vanished. You have the gratitude of the Rangers. Given I craft things myself, I doubt... Nope. Have we picked up anything interesting in loot? Not looking like it at the moment. Although my tailors always need sturdy hides.
Will you lend me your ear?
Here we go, so Amon Wraith, but we won't be going to Amon Wraith just yet because there's more to do in these spooky fields. You've been a great boon to us, but I would imagine that my friend Amarion needs your help more than I. He has stationed himself at Amon Wraith, just east of here, guarding a number of refugees of the North Downs. I know he could use help looking after them. But we won't go there just yet.
Hello, friend. Could you help me with something?
Treasures from the fields. I went many, many places in the Fields of Fornost. I came from a group of treasure hunters, you know, but they are still within. I went to Amon Amrun and heard the call of death. I sought treasure there, but I could not withstand the presence there. It is far to the east. Will you seek your own death? Mad, mad, mad. Well, I've been chasing death so far, so why not carry on? I think there's a couple of more auto-bestowed quests up here. There's a named barghest, I think. And certainly once we, well I will, because I want to map the gates up here. There's some orcs and various other auto-bestowed quests. Here we go, Blood Eye, that's the thing's name. Blood Eye, a shadow beast of Fornost, roams near with his pack of snarling barghests. You should drive off the deadly Blood Eye. Of course, usually the issue first is finding finding the named... Haha! No way, I have never found Blood Eye that quickly. And I've just seen the bears I'm going to attract how many? 4. Oh, this could be fun. Defense. Just go full on defense. Right, now drain you, the other drain, you. No, I don't want being silenced, thank you. It's because hide UI is control U, but my cleanse is on control 7, so I very often get them muddled up. You have defeated the evil Blood Eye, silencing the chilling howls that haunt the Field of Fornost. Let's change that to silencing some of the howls that come from the Field of Fornost, given how many barghests are actually here. Now then, somewhere up here, I know we're going to Amon Amrun, but there's also the Falcon's Tower. That's Amon Wraith. Falcon's Tower is somewhere. There's 2 landmarks that you need to map for the exploration deed. Falcon's Tower is one of them. I'm not seeing it. Oh, I'm also not watching my map, so I'm just getting attacked. Thanks to people joining. Hoping the volume level is still fine. Taffy earlier said that it was fine. I'm having to talk slightly quieter because I realised I was getting a little bit loud, and my 2-year-old she avoids sleep like the plague, and my wife was trying to get her to get a nap because it's just better for everybody if NJ sleeps. Am I rooted? Yes. So why can't I move? Ratty. I think that might be slightly overstating my position in life, but hey. Now then, since they did a pass on the grass, I didn't mean to create a rhyming couplet there. My hobbits have gotten hidden in some of the frills. Ah, is that Falconer's Tower? Which means there's a ruin further south in here that I've missed that is also part of the deed. Oh, whoopee. Oh yes, there is Warg Slayer. Thankfully there are plenty of Wargs in various locations. I think that's Falconer's Tower. Let's go map that. And then we'll come back for the quest at Amon Amaran, which is also a mini quest line, so we'll do it all. Because why not? Struggling to breathe a bit, but just because we're cold. That we've all got. Yay! Okay. So yes, this is Falconer's Tower. We'll map Norbury Gates later, because I think there's also, when you complete this quest line, I think then you get a an introductory kind of quest line to go into Falconer's Tower. Yes, there we go. Okay. I wonder where the other ruin thing is. There is another one in this eastern part of the Fields of Fornost, but I'm not going to multitask by looking it up. I'll just pick it off later. So we're heading over to that ruin there. What an interesting death cry you have there, Mr. Wargster. So I don't know whether you can tell on these bears, but they are massively... some of the creatures that would otherwise be natural have been impacted by the evil in the Fields of Fornost. There's some rather disgusting looking Orochs as well, I think. Oh, hello, Warg. My resistance rating can't be totally horrendous if I can resist the fear of the Wargs occasionally. South. I need to go south. Get disorientated very, very easily, apparently. So, unfortunately, you've just got a really vague investigate Amon Amrun. Right. The ancient guardians of Amon Amrun have awoken, pouring out the tombs in blind rage. Defeat enraged shades. Once you've dealt with the barghests that just ambushed me while I was... Oh, speaking of life sapping, I should do my morale taps. I didn't quite get to the second morale tap. A great shuddering dread chills you to your bones. You have encountered Guthargar, a terrifying presence in the Fields of Fornost. Ratty, can you translate that that message? I have no idea what TS Warg is, or whether there's some coded language I'm supposed to know. Something, if you're new to Warden or thinking about it, I'm only in blue line, but I've got a couple of morale taps, and you can in fact stack both. So effectively I was going to, but I had a slight connection issue there. You don't say warg, it's warg. Ah! Thank you. Is it warg? I thought A's were pronounced R. I'm happy to be corrected, I'm still learning pronunciations of things. I'm very British. Right, I'm just getting rid of some of the mobs that are around this named one before I take it on. So villainous, it hides under the floor until passing out. That's how I say it, so I'm not sure. Could be a language barrier thing. I do try with the Tolkien books I read to remind myself in the notes and the footnotes about pronunciations and things. But I've got a lot to learn still. Ah, life, whole and hail, let me devour you. I will drain all that you have, all that you are. Haha, but I have the morale taps, and you don't. If I remember the order anyway. Yes, both morale taps. Fabulous. Apparently it's already in use. No, I've just got like slight lags that have nothing to do with my connection. Here we go. You have defeated Guthragar, another one of the billions of chief forces in the area. Right. I still haven't done the investigate Amrun. However, I think it's the mist that's causing this extra. Yes, Ratty, actually. So I am learning. I have survived up to level 30 doing things not quite on level, but nearly. How many hours have I played this Warden? Not that many. I have played it for 4 days, 11 hours, 15 minutes and 5 seconds, as of about 5 seconds ago. I do, by the way, so for heals, I do that, because that it gives you extra heal, etc. But because I'm a blue line warden, I actually try on the defensive side of things first. So, for example, I will, not shield, shots, okay. Come back to that. Yes, because there's a gambit chain. Where's that Oathbreaker? I kind of need one that has a decent amount of HP. Because there's the impressive flourish chain here. It's part of the chain, so you can do that one first, then you need to... Then you can do it twice and you get that one. There's not enough HP to get into the third stage of that gambit chain. But yes, the impressive flourish gambit chain is a pretty good one for damage and some morale regen. But I also like to halve the amount of work I have to do by morale tapping as well, because that heals me and drains the foe, so it sort of like does two jobs at once. You defeat a number of angry shades. Oh, I know where I need to investigate. I am looking for a looted tomb, which I think is down here somewhere. Here it is. Nope, not that one. Do we have to come back to that then? I think it is that one. Grr. I'm still fairly convinced that's what I'm looking for. Let me go back into the middle of the... Ah, no, I have to speak to a shade first. What's my highest character? I have a level 80 hunter and a level 75 guardian. My guardian will be working towards being my main fairly soon. There we go. Then I'll get to that. Who disturbs Amon-Amron? More thieves to unearth our treasure? Have a taste of death, thief. I'm not a thief. Dormon is enraged by the notion of thieves rummaging through the ancient tombs of Amon Amrun. I do play my... I'm playing my Guardian quite a lot, but I don't always stream that. I stream however I feel. Streaming is quite a social engagement for me, so that's where most of my energy goes. Search for signs of looters, that's what it is. This entrance has been opened and you feel as if you are being watched. Someone has followed us here. So I like to, because I only stream 3 times a week at the moment, because I'm doing things like blogging and videos and goodness knows what else, as well as, you know, trying to keep my house clean. I like to be able to play my Guardian most of the time off stream. I used to do my Guardian quite a while ago, but then I just wanted to enjoy playing her. And I did stream my main hunter, my level 80 hunter, on the official LOTRO stream a month ago, something like that. So I do play them, but I have to mix up gameplay, and it's not always about going to the new places for me. It's about the experience and trying to relax and enjoy what I'm doing. Progression is a natural part. Hello, Colbert the Made.
Greetings, friend.
Clever to have found me out. The brothers Colbert adventurers, that's who we were afore we ventured here. The brothers Colbert, grave robbers, afore we robbed the wrong grave. The brothers Colbert, making a fine living before Amrun. Now it's just one Colbert, Colbert the Made. It would seem that Colbert the Made sent you here as some sort of confession to his crimes, of robbing tombs and poking around where he didn't belong.
Will you give me a moment of your time, friend?
You asked Colbert the Made what happened here after he attempted to rob the graves of Amrun. 2 went in and 1 came out, but I never came out. Not really. The shades that stirred as we cradled the loot, they stir now in my mind always. I can never leave Amrun like the shades. Soon I'll be no more than a wandering ghost just like them. Find the heirloom chest and return it to the tomb. I think the chest is somewhere out this side, and then we have to carry it all the way back round to that looted tomb. Ah, yes, I did remember. Here we go. You discovered a stolen chest that surely enraged the shades. Ah, I'm being fired on. I need to return your belongings. Don't fire on me. As you can tell, my observation skills are not exactly the most enviable. I can take on as many of you as you want once I've returned your stuff. Let me return your things. There we go. The wrath of the Tomb Guardians has been appeased. Unlike the barghests that's just followed me here. Right, to tell Colbert the Made that the stirring shades have returned to rest. Yes, even the ones that were chasing me. Which surprised me, because I did not really go out of aggro range. Oh, an adamant shard. Yes, I better loot some stuff. Right.
What can I do for you?
My head. It is a little clearer now. The fog is receding. How strange. Do you know, it wasn't very wise for my brother or I to come here and start robbing random tombs? You think? We are professional treasure hunters, but we separated from the rest of the group a few weeks back. We were seeking the riches of old Fornost. I wonder if the others are still encamped where we left them. Oh, I might keep that as a shield skin. Kind of goes with this outfit as well. Yes. Whoop. Oh, we completed the next stage deed. Yay. Amazing how little through a region you get by the time you've completed the X number of deed. Except in the Shire, where you have to do pretty much all of it to hit that deed.
Would you do something for me?
Would you like to explore Fornost City? We could see if my old companions are still there. Last I saw them, they had made an encampment within the gate, southwest of the city itself. I could meet you there. I think I will head back and join them. Mincham is a fine fellow, but a bit serious for me. That's okay, I'm sure he would prefer not to spend too much time with you as well. Right, so, get to go to the treasure hunter's camp. I'll find which ones are technically soloable, because there's some quite tricky quests up at the gates of Fornost. But we'll head up there anyway. Hang on, I thought there was another... I could have sworn there was another quest to take you up to Norbury Gates. I'm going to quickly nip back, because it's not actually that far away, to Mincham's camp, and then we will... and if there isn't a chain quest, then I will just go up to the treasure hunter's camp anyway, because there are some quite difficult, even soloable quests there. My guardian, when she was here, had her first major defeat at the signature worm that was here, that's up... I'm going in the wrong direction, so I'm following the wrong bit of the map. Let's try this way. There's a signature worm that is pretty darn tricky. There is a Worm Slayer deed here in the North Downs, but this is Fornost is really not the place to do it. Place to do it is just over Angmar. And so if you are doing the deeds here, this path to Angmar takes you up into the mountains, and that's where you get your Worm Slayer deed. It's quite unforgiving to try and progress that at Fornost, at least. Because I've never done the Fornost instances, I don't know what foes really are behind there.
Might you spare a moment of your time?
Haha, no, so it's just the shade of the Oathbreaker captain. No, I'm not going to do that. It's a fellowship quest and it's level 25. So I will just head up to the treasure hunter's camp then. Could have sworn there was a quest chain to take you up there. Unless it's an auto bestow, which is also possible. So we'll have to see how that pans out. Yay, the day is dawning. Only makes the area slightly less freaky. It's just quite a long ride up to Norbury Gates. Crumbs, I took my meds and my neck still hurts. So ignoring the advice to turn east, never north, we're just going to keep going north. Treasure Hunter's Camp is inside the gates, so yes, here's Norbury Gates, which ticks that off on the Western Ruins, which just means Osnuaren. Where's Osnuaren? I wonder if that's the one that's sort of either around here or around here. I'm not going to fry my brain by trying to do the researching the location. Right. That warg keeper seems to have lost his warg. Hi Rebel, good to see you. Apart from missing a lot of evil spirits at night time, which you may or may not feel like you missed out on. Now then, how do I get into the treasure hunter's camp? It's been a while. I usually avoid this part of the North Downs, but it's got if you want some extra Rangers of Esteldine rep, then there's a bunch of quests here. Some of them are soloable and some of them categorically are not, at least not on level. It's alright, I have a lot of the horror sounds filtered, so it's more the eerie, slightly eerie music and howls that I've kept in rather than the really freaky dead area music. Right, it's time for some repairs because
How may I help you?
Oh, I need a different vendor for the repairs. Depending on how I feel, once we've done some stuff around Fornost, we might go into the nicer part of the North Downs. Because a lot of the... I think there's some of the Ammon Wraith stuff still keeps us in the Field of Fornost, but the rest is in the nicer, prettier parts of Fornost. I'm not going to go down Nan Wathran online. I need to see whether I can attempt that solo first. Right, keep the Adamant Shard, pristine hides. How am I doing? Oh, I haven't got any task items. I think coarse furs are task items. Coarse skin is task item. Broken wooden spears definitely is. Okay. Sword of Marafan. Nah, it's okay. There's plenty of skins just like that. But yes, good to see you, and yes, I'm actually streaming. No way. I had someone on Facebook actually say, are you actually streaming at all anymore? Last week I had off all digital productivity and social media, which was very good for me, but all our family were ill, including me. But I got some creative writing time in, which was fab. Now I'm going to see some of these quests are not soloable, so I'm not going to bother reading any quests for the ones that aren't soloable. If they're
Could I speak with you a moment?
Will you give me a moment of your time, friend?
Because I think
Might I take a moment of your time?
some of these are behind doors.
Would you do something for me?
In instances, I think. Rockworms we can do, but it's
for me?
chaotic, so I might die. But hey, I've died on stream
How can I be
before,
of
so
service?
nothing new there. That's fine. Colbert the Treasure Hunter. I knew you'd make it. You're too curious to stay away from much of anything, aren't you? Well, here's our little band. The folks gathered up in the keep, they're knocking their heads together for some serious plans. I prefer it down here, where sensible folk are thinking about how to survive. This isn't the most welcoming of places. So we can do rockworms, and actually we can... I think there's some auto-bestowed stuff we can do... if I can find the right quest chain anyway. Otherwise, we will
Sure,
just...
it will do no good. But may I speak with you?
Okay, it's nice bears. Okay. Surely you've seen the corrupted, miserable bears that roam here? Yes, they are. It is the long influence of Fornost corruption, I think, that hurts them so. It would be mercy to put them down, for it is no life to graze in these lands.
Could I speak with you a moment?
I still think I'm missing one step in a... Because there's some orc war gear that you can get quests from when you can select them, but they're not automatically active. So I think I've missed a small step somewhere in quest chain. But hey, we can have a look. Let's do these other quests first and we'll see if we get carried on. So, the rockworms are up here, so we'll gradually make our way there. The rest is about bears, boars and aurochs that are very, very ill. Oh, do you know what? Even if I'm on a hunter that would, you know, normally make its lunch from killing creatures like bears, I still don't like killing bear cubs. But the quest giver was correct. puddle over here because I'm trying to remember exactly where the orc camp is. There's 2 of them. You'd think the orcs would be a good giveaway, but it's not always that straightforward. Oh, hello pig. Sickly razor tooth. I'll try and... Those are like my favourite LOTRO animal. The... Do you mean the bear cub? Oh, aurochs. Yeah, no, I'll show you because the aurochs are actually, if you ignore the signature ones, can we find a non-signature auroch? Or at least a non-red. No, all those are red. Don't know whether you can probably tell, well, it depends how much screen time you've got, Rebel, because I know sometimes you're watching at work, but evil has effectively made them really, really ill. That said, if you need sturdy hides, this part of Kingsfell has a great, sorry Rebel, auroch farm, because each auroch gives you 2 hides, and they respawn pretty quickly. Now, apparently all the ones around here... Ah, there's one, a great Tormantle. I'll show you, if I don't get attacked by that bear first. Here you go. So they're really poorly because of the illness, the evil that's spreading. I'll make it a mercy go for the ones that are aggressive by default, shall we? The chicken is sort of lost baby auroch had died over the cuteness. Yes, there is in fact a... I don't know whether you've done the... whether you've done the actual normal quests in the North Downs Rebel set. I don't know where you have got to. But there is actually a rescue the baby auroch. Or what they called. Quests where you accompany someone. Apparently I've lost all the terminology. You got an escort quest, that's it. Get there in the end. You have to escort the baby auroch to safety. First you is to the edge of the Lowlands, getting pretty used to buying the Eriador bundle. Yeah, I mean, if I had to do it region by region when I was pure F2P. One day I'll remember that I have an interrupt and actually stack it into the Gambit panel. Right. I still need 2 boars and 1 more auroch. Well, if you get the Eriador bundle, you'll be busy for quite a while. But that's good, it'll give you plenty to explore and new areas. Oh look, I've got a piggy as well. Hello. I still need 1 more sick pig. Let's go up towards the worm quest, which I will survive if I don't run into the signature worm. I might survive it anyway, who knows, but I have died to that signature worm at least once. Possibly more than once. Right, cool. So we've done the bears, boars and aurochs. So let's go and find the rock worms next. It'll be a bit to save to it. According to Wiki, it's... Yes, and that's quite a... If you're doing it all by deeds, saving 1200 LOTRO points from deeds is a lot of work saved. I still do deeds, but once you've got a lot of regions unlocked, You can do them when you feel like it, rather than, oh pants, I'm running out of content, I'd better do a bunch of deeds. That said, I now have 2 accounts, so I've got to at least unlock 2 or 3 regions before I can continue one part of the story that I'm developing in my head. Right, where are these? Are the worms? I thought the worms were down. Are there some around here? I thought they were down in this murky bit. Oh, they're all signature. Okay, it's not a signature one, it means it's the next level up. That's probably why you only have to kill 5 of them. It resisted my morale tap. I've never seen it do that before. I didn't realise it could be resisted because it's not a tactical damage. You can resist wounds though, can't you? Boo. Right, so I need 3 more worms. This is ridiculous happening to killing evil disease creatures. Yeah, this is the normal North Downs music. It's just odd it appears in Fornost. It's a break though, because effectively we've done the Fields of Fornost with no music because I've got so much of it filtered that you wouldn't know. Yay! Right, we can go back to the treasure hunters camp now, is the end of my sentence. Thanks for people turning out if you're recently joining. Normally today I would have been on the official stream, but due to the what was mostly a Lone Lands patch along with a few other bits and pieces, I didn't want to rush or accidentally run into Agent Brigman's time. So instead of just saying, oh well I can't stream today after being what is for me very unreliable, I decided to run a stream anyway. I checked with wife, that was okay with her and our 2-year-old. So it's all good. Trying to head back to the treasure hunters camp without attracting too much attention, because it would be quite nice to venture a little bit east before the end of stream to get some of the prettier parts of North Downs in. I wish I could remember which quest chain I've missed that takes you to the Orc versions. I'll find it after I get off stream.
How can I be of service?
Well, that's a start. Well done, Lamuna. You are more useful than these lugs. Ring of the Rockworm. Maximum morale resistance rating. I clearly thought I had better jewellery than that. I was moaning about my low amount of resistance rating earlier, so let's replace it there. Now then, where was the other quest giver? All those are fellowship quests, pardon me. There he is.
Can't you leave me to my misery?
Ah, well done, Lamuna. I only hope the effects of your endeavour may last. Well, I can't control that, can I? Ah, it might be this one. Ah, good. We might be able to do all the Orc ones instead then. Fab. Such vile corruption! You'd think the poor beasts have been poisoned. Unclean water and grass would be my guess. This is no doubt the work of some orc, and a smart one at that. I've heard of defilers and poisoners and the like among the orcs. Do you think the Blogmal have such a one in their midst? Good. I think this opens up the other quests around here. And we're now that glorious level of being acquaintance standing. You are no longer a stranger to us. So, it's given me an orange ring on an orange part of a map, so let's just recolour that. Right, so we're heading up here. Oh, we've got some bits and pieces come through now. Great. Right. So, less about the dead things now, and more orc bashing, which is great. There is no shortage of orcs, although they are spread around a little bit more compared to some regions. There's Nanwathran is a huge place for them. Doldinan later, if you feel brave. I did stream doing Doldinan on my Lawmaster. I didn't die. My pet died once, which isn't bad for Doldinan. And I don't think I went in with a skirmish soldier either, which is my normal approach to Doldinan. It's technically a fellowship area, but I've not even done the skirmish intro on this warden yet. Probably needs to be at work a little early due to tiny spooks wandering the streets of dusk. Yeah, no, that's fine, Taffy. I mean, if you've got sweeties for the little spooks, then yes, you want to be there so that they get welcomed. My wife has stocked up on sweets for when they come round our house as well. You have a good time. I really appreciate you coming out, Taffy. It's good to see you. Enjoy time as much as you can. Now then, I've forgotten where I'm going. Look at the map. That's usually a good start, isn't it? Yes, up there. There's the reinforced area that I thought was just outside the gates, and it's not. Right. Blogmal Warlord. Kind of surprised we haven't leveled up yet, actually, because of the level of mobs we've been doing. Probably because a lot of the quests have been green right up until this point. Great. So we're actually looking for a Blogmal Defiler, but I think we get to driving around the streets that time of day, delivering meds to shut-ins. So you have, yeah, that makes a lot of sense if you need to deliver things safely. Definitely. I wish I could remember more about the jobs people do. Anytime Taffy reminds me of what she does, I'm like, yes, of course, that's the job. Why have I forgotten? Medicines need delivering. As someone who relies on 25 odd tablets every single day, I know that's invaluable. I'm just being set on fire while I was trying to work out what the heck was going on. And what's going on is I was being set on fire. Can't remember what my own family members do for a living. Fair enough then, that makes me feel a lot better. And here we go. Yes, this is what I was talking about. They're not auto-bestowed, but you can't click on these if you haven't got the right quest chain. It's inside the treasure hunter's camp. Oh, I can't pick that up until I've dealt with this orc. Stopping the siege. Apparently I can't click that, which means it's gotten hidden behind. Let's move it down there. The Blogmal orcs are building siege equipment in their camps outside the once great city of Fornost. Whatever their purpose, it cannot be good. You should destroy the siege equipment. Given that it's siege equipment, I don't think it's there used for handing out food to lost wanderers. Although where is this Blogmal Defiler? Up behind this door somewhere, is it? Behind that wall. Let's go find the Defiler because the siege equipment's in various locations anyway. Of course I can't just... One does not simply wander into the Fields of Fornost when one is only a few levels away. I'm sorry, but chanting the name Saruman does not give you extra powers. Now then... Surprised I didn't take much more damage there. It's because I was using morale taps on both of them. Well, I'm glad I didn't make a complete fool of myself by deciding to stream something that I hadn't played properly for a while. Yay! Maybe I'll carry on playing Warden post-stream, but not level, because I try not to level outside of recording time, or, as it is today, streaming time. I thought I was being fun. Gotcha. Right, so... That's 4 pieces of siege engine stuff destroyed. Ah, there's another one up there. Sappers. Sometimes you can get sappers to drop their bombs early by using a range attack, but apparently not today. Aha! There's the 2 pieces of siege equipment. Oh, sorry. Knocked the microphone there for a second. Intelligent sappers the worst. Yes, you don't expect goblins to be clever, but they are sometimes. Right. Tell Gareth Kopp the siege weapons are destroyed. Want to work out who Gareth Kopp is. Oh, we still need that Defiler. Where is he? There he is. Yay, Defiler is dead. So much better when they're easily tricked. Like that Blogmal just took so long to get up. It was like, oh, enemy in the camp. I should probably do something about that. I was just about to go for a nap as well. Now then, how do I get back to the treasure hunters camp from here? Because I've come out a different exit. I can go round this fence, possibly. Well, once I've dealt with 3 foes that will be dead anyway. Evade rating. Defences. And now let's go into morale, shall we? Last night I was doing war fighting an orc so close to 3 others, couldn't believe they It depends on, I think, how close they are when combat starts, and also what the difference in level is. So, if they're green or grey mobs, sometimes they'll just ignore. No, I can't go around that wall, I'll have to go to the original entrance I came in. 3 of them on a coffee break and couldn't be bothered. Oh, if you do... trying to think which it's in the Troll Shores. The actual trolls, they don't come to each other's aid. So you can be slaughtering one quite happily, and another one can be watching. And it's like, this is interesting. Let's see how they get on. As though interceding for their own species is just too much like hard work. Right, now then. Down and round to the treasure hunters camp. I can't even remember what time I went live. I think I went live about 3:15 in the end, something like that. I'm just about to walk through an orc camp, aren't I? Yes, because I need to be around here if the buildings let me, which they do. Okay. And then this way. Troll's thinking, oh, I wonder what that Hobbit is, where the Hobbit is going with this. Maybe it's also a, well, instead of launching myself in, I've got a greater chance of survival if I see how that other troll dies to try and avoid it. Now then, treasure hunters camp. Yes, down and round. There's no point in mounting for this kind of walk when there's so many aggroable mobs. Yes, aggroable is now a word, because I said so. Excuse me. Nearly time for a cold remedy, I think. Treasure Hunters Camp. Yay. Right, so I need to return to Ronald Potts and Gareth Kopp. Great name.
Greetings, friend.
You have thwarted Angmar's plans, Luna. It will take them much longer now to amass siege weapons they need. For a time at least, Trestlebridge and Breland should be safe. Oh, a pocket item. I actually don't know what's best with that one. I'll hold on to the pocket item and see. I think that one was a
Can I
fellowship.
speak with you a moment?
Oh no, that was also... Oh, we can kill off more orcs. Yeah, why not, eh? Lots of orcs and goblins in these parts, especially around the gates of the city. They tried to cut off our retreat when the treasure hunt wasn't going well, but we escaped. They came looking for us at night, but luckily we remained hidden. If you take off a head or two of those evil creatures, lots of folks here will thank you. It'll make this place a great deal safer. Now then, I still need to find Gareth Potts. Is that you? Oh no, Reynold Potts. Reynold Potts. Read the quest.
I'm sorry. Did he need something?
I'm mighty relieved you were able to do away with that defiler. If the blight he caused was getting to the animals, soon it would have got to us too. Starting to... Oh, that's got better agility. Huh. Maybe I should hold on to that and test it later. Right, and I think
Would
apart
you
from
do
those
something for me?
orcs, we're nearly done with what our solo quests in the Fields of Fornost and Fornost City, part of Fornost City. A lot of it's behind instance gates. Let's clear
Greetings.
out some inventory. I might hold on to that for another character. Delicate fleur of fleetness. Fur of fleetness. Come on, FJ, get your teeth in. Right, so where's that delicate fur of fleetness? I said it again. Fleur of feetness. No, there's no feet. Because that's got agility, which I do need as a warden. Cool. Clear out the rest. Except for metalsmith stuff. I don't have another warden on this particular server. Broken wood spears are leader's task items in Estelle Dean. Thanks for joining, Taffy. Yes, I do intend on streaming on Saturday. It will be back to the Old Republic on Saturday. Look after yourself, Taffy, and do well at work. Do your best. Hi, John. And if your username is anything to go by, we were also born in the same year. Right, so we want 6 orcs and 4 goblins before we can go in. Go a bit further east into a nicer part of the North Downs. Yes, it certainly feels that way sometimes, John. Definitely. My mouth's quite dry. Well, it's interesting playing Warden with fibromyalgia because my memory is so horrific, but it's one of those things that if you do it repeatedly, I can actually remember what I'm doing. I'm going to head off to the main camp actually, rather than trying to find the... rather than trying to find the individual orcs and goblins. Hello for rubber banding. How's my connection? My connection is fine. Why am I rubber banding? I wonder if I have to find a different way round. I guess there's a Bjorning somewhere nearby. Right, let's go off back to that main camp for... Alright, Rebel, rub it in slightly before your time. I didn't get into Star Wars until I was 15 or something. Yeah, I think it was the year that the second trilogy started, The Phantom Menace, that ended up dividing the entire Star Wars community. Where was that main camp? Up in that corner. Yes, there it is. Right, because there were orcs and goblins inside those fences. Only got diagnosed last year, but here's some tablets, see when you run out. Can I ask, which country are you based in, John? My wife has to manage my meds because I'd never, or rather, it would take a lot of work for me to try and remember what I need and to order them in time. Because I'm on so many different types of meds now, it's ridiculous. UK, okay. Yeah, I mean, I was diagnosed, what, about 8-ish years ago, something like that, possibly a bit longer. I can't quite remember. Oops. Helps to actually stack a gambit before trying to, you know, do one. But my medication has changed so much over the years because of altering symptoms and the pressure on the UK Health Service to reduce certain meds from being used. I just need 4 more orcs for this then. Had over 20 jobs, couldn't hold one down. Yeah, and my wife and I used to run a business, but I was the main invoicing person, so I couldn't carry on doing what I was doing either. Because if I get put under pressure, or I put myself under pressure, then I end up in more pain, so it's actually not wise. So I do what I do through trying to stream 2 or 3 times a week, and through my blog, and a couple of other bits, but still very early days, so... Oh, did we complete a deed? Haha, done the first stage of Orc Slayer. Forgot how many of those we'd ploughed through. So my main job realistically now is housekeeper for my family. Yay, level up! Right, let's get out. Because I'd quite like to get into a prettier part of North Downs before finishing the stream today. And I'm still very new to streaming, and I mean, I've got to remember to do it purely for enjoyment rather than for any sort of potential financial gain. Because effectively, to be able to earn from it, you've got to stream a lot, I think. And I can't. So I do it, and whatever I get is great, but I can't put myself under pressure. My wife says don't try and expect too much of yourself, because otherwise you can't do the other stuff in the house and be there for my family, which of course I have to and need to and want to do. I wasn't able to recover my disarm state. Trying to get back to the treasure hunters camp. Doc thinks mine brought him through an accident, had racing. Yeah, some people can have it through treatment from something else, or I've heard mercury poisoning can cause fibro sometimes, or just simply from another injury. And then sort of the pain spreads away from where the injury originally was, so I don't think yours is an unusual case. I think they're a bit weird it's weird with me because we've got no idea. There's also certain character traits that make people more susceptible to developing conditions like fibro, and if you're sort of more sensitive or more introverted and things like that, then although those are things is correlation rather than causation, i.e. just being an introvert doesn't mean you'll get fibro, but apparently we're more susceptible to it. If you're already a perfectionist, I think perfectionism is also potentially linked to it, and yeah, that's me. But they couldn't find an actual cause, because originally it was just neck pain that came with my fibro, and then it spread, and no one actually could identify what on earth I was in pain. It took years and years of going through various treatment options before I was finally diagnosed with something. Other than that, it was just, oh, you're in pain, let's try and fix that. Yes, I've got Twitter, John. Ingeniously, I'm at Fibro Jedi. Rebel, yes. Yeah, I can't do long streams. I think it would be a case of I'd need to at least stream sort of most days of the week, I think, for it to be a real way of earning. But I've got to make sure that I don't hurt my own health as a result of trying to do that. And of course sorry John, I don't have many commands set up. I'm very new to Twitch. I've been streaming for about a year or so, but I'm not very good with Twitch commands. A bold warrior you are, you did not look it, but I stand here corrected. I know, I'm just a hobbit. Yay! Right, so now we will pick up the Ammon Wraith, given that everything else I'm pretty sure now is fellowship, we can head out. Unfortunately, my milestone is set at Esteldine, I think, and I haven't yet got the muster in, which is probably just Esteldine anyway. Yes, right. In which case, I could do it from Esteldine, but then I'd just be spending half my time riding around. Whereas at the moment, I'm just obviously much more entertaining running around in circles trying to find my way out. Key mouse is too much these days. Yes, given that computer stuff is probably the only way I'll be able to contribute towards the family, I have pressure gloves, and I get through lots of this deep heat cream, which works most of the time. And on days my hands hurt too much, I still play, but I reduce how much I type, or I play something that involves a lot less hand action, so to speak. So my mouse is also not one I move around because I was hurting my wrist. And because I have quite large hands, I had to find a mouse that fitted it, and so it took a bit of research, but got there in the end. Oh, let's actually have combat as an option when I aggro all these orcs and this warg. Right, assuming I don't aggro that orc, I think I can now mount and go off to Amon Wraith. Yay. We'll do a little bit Amon Wraith, although I think some of Amon Wraith does in fact take you... Where's the path? Not yet. There might still be some stuff to do in Fornost, I can't remember. If there is, we'll pick the ones that aren't. Yay! So... Yes, I wouldn't be able to game much or type much if not for the compression gloves that obviously they need replacing every 2 or 3 months, but the pain in my knuckles comes back pretty quickly and pretty badly within 15-20 minutes of not wearing them if I'm trying to do something with my hands. I can do things like having a meal or doing the washing up or whatever without gloves. Obviously washing up helps because it's warm water, but when it comes to typing, it's really hard to do without my gloves on. Why did I try and take a shortcut? I'm going to try and get back to the path and not take a shortcut. I think there's also a cliff that way that I'd forgotten about now. Blah. Don't know if there's an error available in the UK, but Deep Blue is a miracle work for pain. It's infused with essential oil, so it's kind of pricey, but saved my wrist. Deep Blue. Haven't heard of it. I could have a look post-stream, though. Do you still have wrist pain then, Rebel? If so, I've not clocked that was the case. And for the first time in 2 hours, we're out of Fornost. Fabulous. And you know what? Let's go for a happier outfit as well, shall we? Let's go for her default one. Yay, there we go. Combination of Springfest and Farmer's Fair. Deep Blue is made by doTERRA, an essential oils company. Well, given that I get my CBD oils from the USA, if it works, I can have a look. The only challenges with cost at the moment is family finances are tricky, as my wife can only work part-time because we have a 2-year-old, and I can only do so much with 2-year-old without it putting me in pain. But more information is better than less, so I'll have a look at Deep Blue and see what's doable. I can only afford my CBD oil because the company I get them from has done me a really good deal. At least for this shipment. I can't presume that will carry on. And welcome to Amon Wraith. We are now no longer in the Fields of Fornost. Hurrah! John, if you go onto my website, click or tap the fibromyalgia category at the top menu, it's the first or second in the list is a review of products that I did, and there's links in that to the company that I get my oils from. And yes, it's when I haven't got another bug, CBD oil has helped me to avoid taking 4 or 5 doses in a week, which is some 20 to 25 tablets less per week, which is over 1,000 tablets a year. So as long as I haven't got another bug, then that's fine.
What do you need?
Mincham sent to you, did he? Good man. I could use a capable pair of hands around here. There are many mouths to feed.
Might I take a moment of your time?
You are welcome to rest here for a time, friend, but I'm afraid that you will not find much peace. Evil things stir in Fornost, while the hills of Anandir to the east are ravaged by wargs, or wargs, depending on how you want to pronounce it. These people look to me for their defence. Alas, food is in short supply, and I fear to leave them alone while I hunt. Amon Wraith Amon Wraith of old was a defensible position, but I am only one man. If you choose not to heed my warnings and travel east, might I ask that you hunt the boars that roam in Minas-Frun? They have taken over those ruins and show no signs of leaving. Well, given that we've just been hunting evil spirits, I'm sure we can hunt down a few boars to feed a few people. I wonder whether my lower FPS is due to the changes in frills. I might have to adjust my frill density. Let's see if I do. I don't mind doing this on stream. What frill density have I got? 70%. It's usually fine, 70%. Reduce it by 10% to 63. Not much better. Oh well. So we're hunting boars. Somewhere around here there's an auto-bestowed quest as well. To anyone who hasn't tried Warden, the reason I do some things repetitively is that there are chains, so gambit chains, when you stack abilities, and they lead to more powerful... So you have to do, say, for example, there's an impressive flourish gambit chain that is mostly about damage. So if I go shield, shout, use the gambit, and then next time shield, shout, shield, and use the gambit. You build them up, and usually the last item in a chain is pretty powerful. As a tank version, which I am. So this is the... No, I didn't do the first one because I was talking. The heal ones are particularly great, so this chain here, when I go shield, spear, shield, you really do build up the heals quite quickly. course, depending on what you're fighting, you don't always get to the top of a gambit chain. Especially when all you're doing is, you know, harvesting pork. Oops. Messed up that chain completely. Also, the war cry, have to make sure it's not ward. Yeah, it's war cry. I think on a warden, not ward chant, which is on the guard. Gives me an evade rating, so avoiding damage. Oh, I've got a point. I'll use that after stream. So, for example, I get an evade rating buff from using war cry. Any damage you can avoid is less you have to heal. I still need... I've killed a lot more boars, and somehow you never get meat from every single boar. Some of them must be underfed. Oh my life, John. Yeah, if you try... Pip is pretty hard to get with fibromyalgia. I haven't even tried. I had an assessment, face-to-face assessment. This is why really I don't work. I know it doesn't matter that because I am on ESA. They decided genuinely I shouldn't be in a sort of normal workplace. So the fact that I don't usually get much from a stream really doesn't. That's why there's no pressure on me, and I've got to, as various followers tell me, put my health first. Need one more boar. I think there's a... Yes, there's an obelisk thing here that sets off a quest. Assessments are invasive. When I went for my assessment, it was so stressful. It put me in pain just with the mere prospect of it. You're like, yeah, I can raise my head above my arm, over my head, for example. It's not about that. Anyway, as you look upon the ancient statue, you realise that several significant small pieces seem to be missing, leaving holes where relics should be. The statue looks to have been looted, but lately, perhaps the missing treasures can be found nearby. The looters may have buried the pieces for later recovery. And they have, in a very subtle X marks the spot method. So... see if I can find any of them before resorting to using my map. I saw a load when we were just fighting our way through here, but of course that would involve memory. Oh, come on, there's loads of them. I've got to pick up 5 relics. Oh, there's one. X marks the spot. There we go. With one of my favourite lines, Disturbed Earth. Yes, indeed. Got to head offline now. No worries, John. I'm likely to have... because I've been going for 2.25 hours or something, I'm likely to be offline. Well, off Twitch at least, fairly soon. Feel free to tweet, however, and stay in touch. It's always good to catch people that have similar or the same condition as me, and we can have a chat. That's the one I just got. I'm just going to have to use the map. That's a shame. Right, there's one around the corner here-ish. Where is it? Huh. In that direction. Disturbed Earth. There it is. And I can see another X over here. You found a missing relic from the Arnorian statue. Yes, I'll be getting a cold remedy pretty darn soon as well. Disturbed Earth. So that's 3 out of the 5. And where are the other 2? Behind me. Ah, there's one. It's always nice when the boars decide to belch at you as you run past. And the last one is up here and to the right a little. Maybe just on the other side of this wall. Maybe. I should be kind of on it any time. Yes, here we go. Etchings of Moria. What's an etching of Moria? Someone in my kin asking for etchings of Moria. I was like, what's one of those? Oh wait, it's on my scholar, that's why. Cool, so now we go back to Amon Wraith with the food he asked for and the relics we just picked up there. Maybe I can ride there now. I'm starting to really sound full of cold again, so it's clearly time for a cold remedy. Whee! That's happens when I try and go the shortest route. Relics stolen from an Arnorian statue? I'm glad you saved them, Lamuna. Clearly it is not safe to restore them, though. Perhaps it can be done in more peaceful times. I will keep these safe, and they will be treasured for when I return to Esteldine, for these belong to the men of Numenor. Yes, I will use that. And
how can I be of service?
You are skilled in the hunt as you are. Welcome, Lamuna. This meat will last for a long while. The wargs and goblins cannot stay in Anandir forever, and with this meat, I can feed the families of Anandir who have come to me for protection. You have my thanks.
Would you do something for me?
And I think I've been going 2.25 hours. Starting to feel really full of cold again. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to call the stream there, folks. It's probably getting towards time for me to be on duty with NJ, my 2-year-old as well, so that wife can do dinner. So I'm going to head off. I just read Rebel's message. Where are my pants, Buff? Oh, that's fab. Anyway, yes, so I will be streaming LOTRO again on a Friday. Back to Beyonding in Forahel. I think next week we will actually be picking up the Epic, shockingly, because we will be at Syorikila. Once I get her away from where she currently is. So yes, I'll be back streaming LOTRO at 7 PM UK time. I'm moving my Friday ones to 7 PM UK time. So this Friday that equates to 3 PM USA time, server time. Trying to get my head together for time zones this week. It's different to normal. But yes, so 3 PM server time on Friday, and 7 PM UK time on Friday. There we go. The fact that my brain's not working is a good time to sign off. So thanks so much to everyone for coming. There's been quite a lot going on in chat. I've really appreciated it. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I hope to catch you again soon. So look after yourselves, friends. I'll be back on Twitter later. Look after yourselves. Thanks, Lady Gun. Take care, folks. Bye then.